guys, how's it going? It's Amelia, and today I am going to redecorate some areas of my living room. So my first video ever that I made for this channel was building 2 shelves, or the making of 2 shelves, where I built shelves by myself and I decorated them and I really liked how it looked, but it's time for a change, so I'm going to redecorate those shelves and show you guys how I do it. And I also want to redo this space that's behind me. As you can see, I still have my Christmas tree my little Christmas tree up. I'm not sure if I'm gonna take it down or not because I honestly love how it looks. I love having greenery even if it's fake, and the lights, and it's just adorable, so it might stay up, that's fine. I want to create macrame wall hanging for the wall behind this chair, and also yesterday on Facebook Marketplace I bought a gold lamp that was originally from Target, and it was $25, and when my fiance and I were driving to buy it, he was like, you could have hassled them down for more, and I was like, listen, it was my first time buying something off Facebook Marketplace and I literally didn't even think about hassling the price down, so that's a noob mistake on my part, but it's okay, you know. The lady who I bought it from, she looked really nice. She probably needed those $25 or something, so, but I absolutely love the lamp. I've been looking for a floor lamp for a while for this corner because I have no overhead lighting in my apartment, so it can get really dark when the sun is not out. So on a rainy day or just in the evening, it gets really dark in here. But this lamp really brightens up the area, and also the gold is so cute. I've been always a silver metals kind of girl, but I'm really kind of starting to like gold, and I think it's because I'm being influenced by influencers, and I don't know how I feel about that, but it is happening. So the gold is starting to infiltrate my home. I'm trying to make this apartment just so beautiful, and I'm still trying to work on my style and just figuring out exactly what I want, because I really like the minimalist look, but I also love collecting things and being eclectic, so it's like those just clash. I think I just like the idea of being a minimalist, but I don't think it's ever gonna actually happen because I just have too much stuff. But anyway, so today I'm gonna do some redecorating, and I hope it lifts your spirits and encourages you to be crafty and try some new stuff in this time. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is put the new gold lamp in this corner, and I want to put it behind the chair, and then I'll see exactly where I want the macrame wall hanging to go here in terms of the lamp. And yeah, let's put this lamp back here. I think I'm just gonna like pick it up and place it behind the, or I could just, you know, pull the chair out. That's probably smarter. Also, I just found a little ornament on the tree that I completely left on here. That's fun. Good job. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want the lamp to go. If I want to have a wall hanging here, I was gonna have it be approximately level with this one, so that it kind of went up and then back down, but the lamp is kind of in the way, and I don't mind overlapping a little bit. Okay, I moved some things around and I really like how it looks. I think I might reposition the chair so it's facing me a bit more, but I moved my side table over here because I was just using it as a plant stand. And this is a pothos or pothos. The last video I had, I said pothos, but then I watched a video where someone said pothos, so I don't know. But this plant here is a low light plant, so I thought it could go there. That way it doesn't get as much sun, because really, unless my plants are right in front of the window, they don't get any sun, which is why I keep them all right there. But this one's a low light plant, so it doesn't need to be in the sun. And then I switched out the more fall looking blanket that was here for this white one, because I think it just looks so pretty, and I got this in a FabFitFun box. Then I have my macrame pillow from TJ Maxx, my little cork pillow that I bought on Poshmark, and I decided to point the lamp this way because, like I said, the sunlight comes in here and I can swing either way depending on what I want. And then that leaves this wall wide open for my wall hanging. Okay, so I've assembled all of my DIY supplies that I'm going to use, and I'm going to look up some pictures. I had some ideas. MaCenna just made a DIY wall hanging that was so cute, and she did this technique that made it curved, and I was thinking of using something like that, and I will link her video if you want to watch that because it was amazing. So guys, in the end, I basically just ended up following her tutorial on her channel, so I'm definitely going to be linking it below so that you can follow it. I added a couple things differently, but overall it's just her pattern. I loved how MaCenna dip dyed her wall hanging in her last video, and I would absolutely love to do that, but I don't have any dye right now, and I don't really want to buy anything else from Amazon because the amount of stuff that I've already bought from Amazon during this whole stay-at-home situation is pretty embarrassing, to be honest. The supplies that I have with me today for this craft are my actual macrame cord, which this one, this is 4mm, these ones. I bought these actually to make my macrame pendant light, so I better not use it all because I'm planning to do that as soon as I have time to figure it out because I'm kind of scared to do it. So I'm going to do a little brainstorming and I'll come back to you when I have an actual idea of what I want to do. So what I decided to do to help me come up with a concept is to use this app that I have called Sketchbook. It's a free app and I really recommend that you get it if you like to draw or design anything because it's free and it's really fun. And then I'm going to be using my graphics pad here and I'm going to upload a photo of the space and I'm going to draw some designs on it, do some different shapes, and then I can see what looks best in that section of the wall. So what I did was I drew a couple of ideas for the wall hanging. So first off, I had this idea for kind of a dream catcher look, which I think looks really cute, so that's totally an option. Then I tried the hemisphere with some danglies and some beads on it, which I think looks really cute, but not exactly what I'm looking for in terms of the shape, so I don't think I'm going to use this one. Then I just drew a traditional macrame wall hanging, and I think it looks really cute. Then I had to try the plant hanging one because I honestly just want to try this so much, so if I don't end up making this for this wall, I will definitely be trying this eventually. Then I drew the semicircle idea, but the other way with some danglies hanging down, and I actually like this way a lot better, and I like how the horizontal line kind of matches the horizontal line of the picture frames, and I think that would be a really, really cute way to decorate the wall. Then I brought in the blue picture that I saw on Pinterest. It's kind of the same idea as the one I drew, but without any danglies, and I think this one looks cute, but I do think it needs some length. Just because this wall is long and thin, I don't think a wide and short wall hanging would make it look its best. And then I added some drawings ideas to this one, but I don't think it really looks as good as I was hoping, so ultimately, I think I'm going with something along the lines of this one. So I'm not exactly sure how I want to do it. We're going to experiment along the way, and if it looks horrible, we'll take it out and we'll try the plant one because I really want to try that one. I just don't have a plant to put in it right now. So we're going to go with this one and we will see what happens. Okay guys, so I just drew a quick idea of what I want the measurements to be for my design. So 15 inches across, and I want the actual macrame to be about 10 inches across. So then the actual length of the semicircle part, I think realistically it's only going to be 5 or 6, but I would love it to be a bit bigger than that, so we'll see how that goes. And then in terms of the entire length of the macrame, I want it to be between 17 and 20 inches. Honestly guys, last time I tried to follow a macrame video, it was for the coasters that MaCenna made, and I don't know what was wrong with me, but I literally took 4 hours to create a coaster. It was insane. And then I made another one, it took 20 minutes. So this might be a very long process. It is currently like 1:20 p.m. and I have to be somewhere at 2:30, so I have a feeling that next time I show you this, the lighting might be different because it's going to be the middle of the night. Wow, that looks amazing. Okay, MaCenna, let's keep going. So it's going very well. I finally figured out how to do it. I had to watch MaCenna's tutorial like 5 times. Okay, so it actually turned out that I was doing all of the knots completely wrong, and I realized that very quickly after filming this, that it was just not going well. I was doing the knots kind of opposite. It was weird, but I ended up taking out the entire thing and switching from the thin rod that I was working with to an actual stick from the yard because I wanted a more rustic look, and I just thought it looked better in the end. So yeah. I just ripped all this out, all this work. It's like 3 episodes of bones that I ripped out. But it's okay, you know. And I'm gonna show you guys how to do the knots that I used in this project because I had a little bit of trouble understanding how they were done. So I'm just gonna show you guys how I figured out how to do them. This is what I'm talking about, you guys. See this? Like, what happened? I don't know what happened, but this just looks very wrong compared to MaCenna's, which just looks so much nicer. So, yeah, like, see that? That looks different than this. Okay, so we're gonna take it out. So guys, I'm just gonna be real with you right now. It is midnight. I haven't been working on the macrame this whole time, but I just started it again and I realized a lot of the knots were not the double half hitch knot because I apparently don't know how to do it and I'm very confused. And the chopsticks to glue it together, I thought I was being super smart, super crafty. No, it's breaking. So that's okay. When you're crafting, sometimes things don't work out. So I found a stick from the backyard. And I'm gonna take it all out. This is all that I have right now because I ended up taking out the whole big bit that I had earlier because I didn't like the way it looked. So we're gonna try it on the stick, and I actually think that maybe this will add to it and make it look really good, so stay tuned for the new macrame. This is so much better after I restarted, you guys. I found out I was doing the knot completely wrong. I was trying to do it like a friendship bracelet knot, but I actually did it to go under completely and not just, I don't know if I can explain it correctly, but I'll try to show you. But I also hung it up on this chair, which is helping a lot with getting everything placed in the right way, so thank you to Chelsea Sadler for explaining what the heck I was supposed to do. Appreciate it. Okay, so all of the knots that I used in this video, I just wanted to explain it myself so that it would make more sense to me and maybe someone else who thinks like me. So the three types of knots that you use to make the macrame that I did are the lark's head knot, the backwards lark's head, which I can't remember the name of, and the double half hitch knot. Yes, those are the names. The lark's head knot, what you do is you get your macrame and you take a loop and then you put it underneath and then you bring everything through. So when you pull it through, it will look like this, and this is the lark's head knot. Okay, so once you have this, and if you watch her tutorial, it makes so much sense how you build the arc going across. But I want to show you the double half hitch knot because that was the one that really got me. I'm going to try to do it using this very small piece of yarn so that I don't have to cut another one. So you're going to start out with 2 of the lark's head knots, and then the way that the double half hitch works is I thought it was just a traditional friendship bracelet type knot, but when you're going from right to left, the way it works is a little different. So you're going to take the string that's your holding string, this one's not going to move, you're going to hold it tight, and then the one that moves is going to go under, over, and through. So then make sure you're still holding your holding string very tight so that this kind of just turns into a loop around the string, and then you can push it up. And the video I watched, the girl described it as a Cheerio, which I thought was really cute. So it's like a little Cheerio. And then for the next one, you go over the holding string here. Here's the traveling string. You go over, under, and through. Pull that tight. Make sure you're still holding this one. And then it makes another little, the circles. And so this string that you just tied around should end up in between the 2 little Cheerio knots that you made. And that's what it should look like. Then you drop this one, still holding onto your holding string, and you move on to the next one where you're already under, so then you can just go over and through. So the problem that I was running into is I would flip the knot like this, and then I would get really confused. So what you have to make sure you do is you hold the holding string really tight so that this one just stays wrapped around it and you don't get the knot flipped. And then you go over, under, and through to create the second loop. And that's how you do the double half hitch knot coming from the right. So if you're doing the double half hitch coming from the left, it looks a little different, so I wanted to show you that as well.
So here we have 2 of the lark's head knots, and this string I just made short because we don't need it, so that just stays over there. This becomes the holding string, so this doesn't move. So then you take this one, you're gonna go over, but instead of just going through the loop like this, you actually want to bring the entire string around so it's completely under the original holding string. Then you go over the holding string again, and then through the loop that you just created. And this is going to create your little Cheerio dude. Then when you're here, now all you have to do is go over the holding string and then back under. So don't flip the knot, just keep this holding string tight so that when you push this wrapped traveling string up, it comes through the 2 little loops that you made. So then to move on to the next string, you drop the string you were tying the knots with, keep holding the holding string, bring the next one, it goes under completely, then over completely, then you're gonna push it through what you just made, keep holding your holding string, push your little Cheerio up to the top, keep holding your holding string completely over, and then bring through the loop you just made, and don't pull on the holding string, just keep it tight. And then that's how you do the double half hitch from the left. So the last knot that I used while making this macrame wall hanging was the opposite of the lark's head, which is pretty simple, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. So for the lark's head, you would take your loop and you would go over your stick, but for the opposite, you just go under, pull your strings through your loop, and then it's the backwards. So those are the 3 knots that I used.
I am absolutely loving how this is turning out. I'm so glad that I started over because this looks amazing compared to what I had before. When you actually do the knots correctly, it'll look good, surprise. And also I think the stick will add a lot of texture and I think it'll look good on the wall, and I'll show you when it is finished. Also, it's 1 a.m. so we might not be working on this a ton more tonight. Hey guys, it's totally the next day. I've got a lot of work done on the macrame and it looks amazing. So I'm almost done with the macrame, but I'm a little stumped as to what I want to do next. I tried making tassels and they're cute, but I'm not really sure if it's what I want to go for. So we're going to take a little break and we're going to decorate some shelves and we're going to come back to it. So here's the shelf before I go into doing anything with the jars. With decorating shelves, I'm not an expert by any means, but basically I like to put things in little clumps of 3 or 5. Odd numbers usually look better. I have a group of 3 and then a group of 3. So I decided to offset the tallest thing on the bottom shelf, which is the books, with the tallest thing on the top shelf, which is the canvas, so then they're on opposite sides. It's not heavy on one side. Let's do something with these jars. So for the first jar, I decided to put my dry erase markers in it because I draw on the mirror on the adjacent wall like it's a whiteboard. For the second jar, I put in some dried flowers that I found on a walk. And for the third jar, I decided to be a little crafty, and I'm sure everybody used this in some kind of vacation Bible school or something when they were a kid, but you put a toilet paper tube in the middle of a jar and then you put things around it, and it's kind of like a little secret hiding spot, but I really just did it to help push the tea bags or the tea wrappers out to the edge of the jar. But I think it looks really cool, and I've been saving these tea wrappers to make into some kind of DIY, and I really like it. I think it looks really cute, and I might even do the other jars like this as well later. Okay, so after thinking about this and trying a couple different things, I want to make this all into fringe, but I want to vary up the texture a little bit and maybe braid a couple of these. So I'm just gonna kind of start going with it and see what happens. And I'm just gonna start unraveling the fringe. I did a couple braids here to break it up. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you really enjoyed watching me upgrade my space a little bit. Wow, so fancy. And I'm planning on redecorating more spaces soon, so those videos will be up. Keep an eye out for those, and I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye!